Welcome back to the channel. I'm starting a recovery ride to start week 12, which obviously means week 11 is done, in the bag and banked. So yeah, I'm going to cover my week 11 of marathon training for Chester 2024, cover my last week's training, how it went, how I did, how I'm feeling. 5 weeks to go. So yeah, as normal, straight out of week 11 straight into week 12, but my legs feel rotten at the minute. It was a big week last week, I'll cover that now. But yeah, my legs don't feel great, but I wanted to get out and do something, so decided to get out and do a recovery ride, provide some cardio benefits hopefully, plus get the legs moving again, a bit of active recovery. So yeah, week 11 started on Monday, an easy run as normal. Yeah, I've been away kind of a bit of week 9 and a bit of week 10. Done minimal recovery, kind of recovery work, stretching, foam rolling and yoga, so the legs were getting a bit heavy in week 10. So you started week 11 with a nice easy run. It ended up being 14k, 8.7 miles, and yet the average pace was 5:13 per k or 8:24 per mile. So you're nice and easy. I think I've vlogged the week 9, sorry, I think I've vlogged the week 10 recap on that run, but yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, the legs heavy, lethargic, just wanted to get, again, the week started, get back some mileage. I wanted week 11 to be a higher mileage week, get back to where I wanted to get to in terms of high 70s, maybe 80s, after that lower, more intense week 10. And yeah, the average heart rate for that run was 139. So yeah, happy with the, again, cardio fitness, base is built. It's just about now trying to drill down into those marathon paces if my legs are able to. Tuesday, I got a recovery session in. Again, I keep banging on about how bad my legs feel. So yeah, made sure I got a full recovery session in, trying to help them flush that lactic acid out. Like I said, I think physically, in terms of cardiovascular, I think I'm pretty good. I think I've done well to build what I've built. Just the legs are now starting to rebel. I think that's probably the weak point of my body. Heart and lungs are strong, but yeah, the muscles are starting to rebel a little bit. So yeah, got a full recovery session in on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, again, had a bit of a rest day completely. No workouts, again, to try and get the legs to recover a little bit with the higher mileage to come later in the week. So yeah, that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday done. Absolutely just gone through Fawn. As soon as I pull it out, it's pouring out. So yeah, I'm going to finish my recap here. I think I'm going to have to try and crawl this bike back home now. So yeah, I'll finish my recap now just before I end up having to carry this bike home. Hoping for a bit longer. I've only done about 8k, maybe get 10k, 12k in before I get home. But yeah, I'll get this wrapped up now, so I have to refer to my notes. Thursday, I did a conditioning session, again, just to try and work on deficiencies, and obviously there's deficiencies in my legs in terms of leg strength, resilience, etc. So legs and core this week, just a little kind of conditioning bodyweight core and leg workout, lunges, the usual stuff, lunges, squats, wall sits, side lunges, calf raises, planks, the usual kind of workouts. But yeah, just a bit more of that conditioning session just to get the legs a bit more resilient and strong. And then again, Thursday evening, as I'd obviously had a lowish chance to do some running at the minute, I'd already done that one run on Monday, got out and did another easy run in the evening, just a little shorter one, just to get some more miles in the bank. 7k, 4.3 miles, and the average pace was 5:01 per k or 8:03 per mile, and again a slightly lower average heart rate with it being a slightly shorter run. 132 was the average heart rate, so again nice low zone 2 heart rate, nice easy running. Friday, it was time to get some long running done. Again, get up the mileage. I wanted to try and get a nice long run banked. I was hoping to get around the 30k mark, about 19ish miles hopefully. Nice long solid run, but yeah, the legs just weren't feeling it. Got out with no real plan in mind, obviously, other than to go quite long, but do it on feel. But yeah, ended up calling it at about 20k. Legs were just shot. It was literally lacking in energy. It'd been a long old week, back in work, the stuff going on at the house, so I basically just completely sapped of energy. So yeah, called it at 20k, 12.4 miles. The average pace at that point had been 5:03 per k or 8:08 per mile. So yeah, not rapid. I was hoping to maybe a bit quicker, but on feel, that's all I had on the day. But yeah, called it at 20k. And then did an extended cool down, so I was about 3k from home, so just a nice slower jog to cool down, to get a bit more miles in. But yeah, not ideal. Didn't manage it. All the air's out of the tyre. So yeah, I'm now that guy walking down the street, taking my bike for a walk. So yeah, got a couple of miles of a nice walk home. Luckily it's a lovely evening. But yeah, so I'm strolling home with my bike in tow. But yeah, back to week 11. And I didn't mention before, I probably should have turned around at the start. So my chain came off the bike probably a mile or so in, and now there's puncture, so it was kind of cursed from the get-go. But yeah, back to week 11. Yeah, so cutting that long run short wasn't ideal again, but as I've mentioned throughout this block, those that have been following along from the kind of get-go or from the early few weeks, it's all about listening to the body. I've been fairly relaxed about the whole thing. I could just hammer myself and put a lot of pressure on myself in terms of making sure I hit every minute goal and every training pace, and I might do that on the next one. But again, we're early doors. This is only marathon number 2, the second one in 2 years. So I did one, let's say 2022, nothing since then. So in terms of marathons, so yeah, it's about pacing myself, not getting too optimistic and too overly ambitious. And yeah, this long run would have been lovely if I could have got a longer run in, but again, we've got weeks to go yet. I've got 5 more weeks of training, so plenty of time to get some solid long runs in. And I said I managed that first one. I think I only done like 130-ish K maybe in the whole training block. So, and I've already banked one already this training block, but I want to get a few more in. But yeah, so that wasn't ideal, but it is what it is. Saturday, on the back of that, obviously decided to take a rest day. Again, it's family time, but yeah, I wanted to get a rest day again. The legs were kind of screaming a little bit in terms of rebelling again. So I wanted to give them a chance to recover, and sometimes it does make a bit of a difference, just a day of recovery, rather than just repeating and run after day after day after day. Sometimes that consecutive running is what builds up the fatigue in the legs. So yeah, I give myself a rest day on the Saturday, and then rode into the Sunday, and I wanted to get a double run day done on Sunday. I'd done 3 runs, but again, not at the mileage or the kind of intensity I wanted to get done, so made sure I did a double run day on the Sunday. Yeah, so Sunday morning I got another recovery session in pre-run. Again, I had a double run day planned, and actually, considering the legs felt Friday, having to kind of abort that longer run a little bit early. Got a full recovery session in, again, just to try and help. Again, all you can do is try and help the issues you find. There's no point me, like I said, just ploughing on blindly. So yeah, full recovery session in the morning, and then in the morning run, just after I'd done that pre-run kind of leg loosener, I got out and did a tempo run. Again, I wanted to get decent mileage in, so I'd say 10 miles plus, kind of 15-16k plus. At a decent tempo pace, which is hopefully going to be marathon training pace, give or take. And again, considering the legs were feeling, I wasn't overly optimistic pre-run, but yeah, got out and managed to get it done. Ended up doing 19k or 12 miles, and again, the average pace ended up being 4:44 per k or 7:37 per mile. So yeah, just a little bit behind marathon training pace. I'm kind of training for marathon training pace would be a 3:20 marathon, so 4:40 per k or 7:30 per mile. So right around that window there, not too far behind. So really happy with that. A bit of a confidence boost after the run on Friday. The better shoes helped, so I wore my marathon kind of race day shoes, my Puma DV8 Nitro Elites. They made a bit of a difference, but also that bit of recovery as well in between that couple of days made a bit of a difference as well, and that actually felt easier than the 20k slog on the Friday evening after a long week. And then Sunday evening, I wanted to get back out again just to top up the miles. Like I said, I did a lower mileage week delivery in week 10, but now week 11. Yes, I want to get the intensity up, but again, the legs are rebelling a little bit. I was hoping to maybe get a speed session in on or at least another tempo-ish session in on Sunday evening. But again, the legs rebelled, so I wanted to just get some more easy miles in, just to top up the mileage for the week. Again, in the past, I found that the more miles I do, the more running I do, obviously the fitter I get, within reason. But again, as a marathon training, I'm going to have to get used to running long, especially running long on tired legs. So got another easy run in, 12k, 7.4 miles. And again, average pace for this one was 5:21 or 8:35 per mile. So again, a bit slower than my normal easy runs, but again, it was just based on feel again. Again, as the box progresses now, I'm getting less bothered about training paces, marathon paces, race day paces. I've still not decided on a race day goal yet, but I found that running on feel is obviously a better option. If on the day I'm feeling pretty good, I don't need to look at my watch and slow down if I'm feeling pretty good, and vice versa. If I'm set on a specific pace, but that feels really horrible on the day or hard on the day, I need to listen to that and run it on feel. So yeah, 134 average heart rate for that one. So again, fitness is there. It's just about managing now these legs not overdoing it, not running into a kind of a niggle or an injury in these last few weeks, which will affect the amount I can run even more. So if I have to taper down a little bit in terms of the intensity, or some of the actual harder workouts don't quite get done, or some of the longer runs don't quite hit the mileage I wanted to get, so be it. Take it on the chin and we move on. So yeah, that was week 11 done. So yeah, another week in the bag. Like I said, 11 weeks done now of the 16, 5 more to go of, like I say, solid training. Then I will go into that 1 week taper. I may, like I said, as I mentioned before, I might extend it to a 10-day taper. I find 2 weeks I get a bit itchy in terms of the legs, get a bit heavier and lose a little bit of fitness over that 2 week period. I know you still run and do a bit of intensity, but I find it's a bit too long, a 2 week taper. But yeah, so totals for week 11, 75.5k, or 46, just under 47 miles, 46.89 miles. So yeah, highest week yet at this block. And again, without looking back too far, I'm pretty sure it's one of the highest mileage weeks kind of ever. I don't think I've done high 70s very often, or mid to high 70s very often. Hopefully week 12 to 14 I can maybe add a bit more miles in, creep up towards the 80k mark, 46, 47, 48 mile maybe. What would that be? Actually be 50 miles, wouldn't it? 80k. So if I can get close to 50 miles for a week, that'd be good. But again, it's not vital. I'm not going to just do it just for the sake of it and run myself into the ground. And in terms of elevation gain, 344 meters this week, or 1128 feet. So not highest mileage in terms of climbing, but again, more hills the better for me. Obviously it's not a strength of mine, and Chester is quite a hilly, undulating course. So yeah, I'm on week 12 now. Obviously the recovery cycle has failed to some extent. I've only got a short one done, but again, my legs do feel a little bit better, and this walk home won't be of any detriment either, but a bit more active recovery. But yeah, the aims for these last few, I said 12 to 14 now, these next 4 weeks are going to be higher miles, so high 70s where possible, maybe even the 80s, but also that intensity. If I can get a few more kind of marathon training pace runs done, tempo runs, even if it's just blocks of runs, blocks of time within a run. Again, I've got to start kind of dialing down that marathon training pace. That again, that helps me gauge where I'm going to be on race day. If that marathon training pace is too much, too intensive, too fast, then I need to know now, so I don't set off too quickly on race day and do what I did in 2022 and bonk after about 27 to 30k, and then the last 10-12k is just a complete war of attrition. Horrible feeling just to keep kind of moving when you've got nothing left. But yeah, that'll be figured out in the next few weeks. Like I said, that's the plan for weeks 12 to 14. Continue to follow along. Thank you everyone for watching so far. Thank you for following with the block. Drop in the comments. I know quite a few of you are training for a marathon, and some of you are training for Chester itself. So yeah, drop in the comments how you're going, how your training is going. Like I said, marathon training is relentless, non-stop. You don't get time to have a day off, because when you do a day off, you've got to find time to make that run up. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you're getting on with your marathon training, how you're feeling, and what your goals are for the day. So all the best for your running, happy running, and I'll see you all on the next one.